Aloha, everyone. Welcome on December 23rd. This is our third edition of Activate and Elevate with Sheila and Jan. Jan, you look gorgeous today, my friend. How are you doing down there in sunny Southern Cal?
Well, I'm a bit chilly, but getting caught up. Friday's my catch-up day, so all those orders that have been sitting here have been filled, and I'm gonna go run to the post office and keep on working. So,
Well,
Don't,
I just want to say from
don't.
the bottom of my heart,
Okay.
because I know I have taken advantage of the amazing office hours multiple times, but thank you from every single one of us that you serve every day, Jan. We love
it's my great pleasure to help everybody.
You're a doll. So without further ado, Jan, would you please introduce our guest for the leadership series today?
Wow, this is an honor to get to introduce Marci. Marci is my best friend. I work for her. I work with her. She is my mentor. She has given me the vehicle to literally change my life. People say I'm a little dramatic sometimes, but it's the truth. Marci is generous beyond anything I've ever seen. She is great at what she does. I am privileged to call her my friend and partner, and I love her. And welcome to the call, Marci.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Jan. And I feel the same about you. So thank you for saying yes to this business and being my friend and being in my life as well. Honored, really.
Well, Miss Marci, so I know that you are in your car, and my first question, so funnily enough, for you today is, how do you organize your time and set priorities for your day?
Well, that's a really good question because I'll just explain what happened today. Today, I was helping one of my distributors sign someone up, Isaac, this morning. And the only time Isaac could sign up was 7 a.m. Pacific because he had to be to work at 8. So, and I had a colonic and I had this call, and my colonic's in Newport Beach. So I'm waking up at like 6:30 in the morning this morning, and I did get my coffee. And I said to myself, how am I going to do today? How am I going to make this all happen? Because I don't want to say no to any of it. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up by 6:30, get on that Zoom by 7:15, take that order. I have my order form all taken, but it still hasn't gone into the back office yet to ship because I didn't have time. Took the order, threw it in my purse, in my gifting bag, so I don't lose the order form, threw my computer in my bag, ran with my card to a place called Mother's Market to get my organic wheatgrass juice that I use for holding my colonics so I stay in remission with cancer, because I think wheatgrass juice helps with that. That's one of my therapies I do for myself. And so then I'm like, that call is going to be done. My colonic will be done at 11:15. So how do I get to this in time? Okay, I have my computer, go find some sun because it's warm in Newport Beach. And then it was, do I use my computer or my phone? I think phone will connect easier. And so here I am. So what I'm trying to say is that you can make money in this business, and you can also live your life, and you can move in and out all the time. I told myself I didn't want to be in a business where I was always just strapped to one location. I wanted to be able to move my business in my life. And so that's really important that you can do that. And I really try every day to fit in my 3 contacts every day. We patch 3 a day, we follow up with 3 a day, and we invite 3 to Zoom. So it's funny. I threw in my, you're going to laugh, but I threw in my purse today Okay, don't laugh. My list book, so I could work on my 3, because I knew I was going to have some time, and I've been doing this thing called Clubhouse. So I got all these back channel leads, and I'm like, I haven't even worked my back channel yet. So there's my list book. And then, right, my notebook. So you know that I got about 10 calls I need to make. And then I did bring my computer, although I decided not to use it. And this is the funniest thing. You remember how you always book the next appointment? Remember? Right. So I brought my calendar book, but guess what? The new book starts in January. So I'm going to reorganize my new calendar book. So I did it all on the run. It's all in my purse. So the next place I'm going after this, because I don't feel like being at my house today, because sometimes I get tired of my office. I mean, I'm just being honest. So I brought this because I'm going to go work out at the gym, because that's my other commitment. I'm working out an hour a day now. And then I brought my purse. So after I work out at the gym, they have all these tables. I'm going to do my work on the tables. And so I'm kind of like mixing it up a little bit today. So that truly is the life of Marci today. What day is it? Friday. You just, a day in the life.
Jan, you got any rebuttal to that?
No, that's typical Marci, and it could change like that.
I gotta tell you the other thing I did, Sheila. I'm sorry, one more thing. You're gonna laugh. So Jan took me to a party in Laguna Woods. There was like 40 people. It was a party. What day? Wednesday. She's like, you need to come to the party and meet all these people. They're all in, work in the business or need to know about it. She gets us dancing around the party like we're doing little choo-choo trains. And remember, the people at our party are between 65 and 75, right? So it's a little older party, maybe.
It was a Hanukkah party.
It was a Hanukkah party. So we had a singer singing Hanukkah music. So we were doing whatever the Hanukkah stuff is. And I'm trying to like sing it right, even though I don't know the words, but I fit in okay. And then what did she have me do? She had me Martha had me patch all her friends. So in my purse, I had what? I had a sleeve of X39. I had some plastic baggies and my business cards. So I patched everybody. And then I realized I'm fully out of patches. So I'm also today going to restock my purse from my gifting bag, because I have my gifting bag with all my stuff in it. But sometimes I just like to have a little crew in my wallet. So that's the other thing. I'm going to like organize myself, because, you kind of joke about this, Sheila, but honestly, like organization is everything. You've got to be able to be ready for that party, right? You have to be able to be ready to put patches on people. And if you don't pre-organize it, it's just not going to happen for you. So that's something else. I got to get my supplies reorganized. Okay, now I'm done.
And Marci, that is why I asked that question, is because for me, my family just thinks I'm anal and OCD. Okay. But I love organization. I love to be even organized in my kitchen drawers, to where it's not that they're not a little untidy, but all the certain type of tools are all in the same area. Because if you need, like Jan said, to grab that tool on the run because your day shifts all of a sudden, that's what organization can do for you, right? I mean, honestly.
Absolutely. And I wish I have business organization, but Sheila, when you moved to California, could you get my drawer fixed, my kitchen drawer? Because that's not so good. My knives, my forks, I even have duct tape that's tight.
Oh, baby, you just fly me over there, honey, and I will organize your whole house, because I'm a freak in that regards. Okay. It makes life easier to live. And so, because you've set us up with this amazing day, Jan and we chatted a little bit before the call, and I told her a couple of the questions that I wanted to know about. And the next one, it really rolls into it. Do you set aside specific time for yourself and your family? Do you
wait, hold on, Sheila.
I just lost her, didn't I?
Yeah, she's coming back in.
Okay. If you guys have ever watched that
so
TV
sorry.
show,
Are you guys
Oh, Marcy, I love you. I'm trying to find her again. Did she fall off again? We lost her again. Yeah, there's a movie actually, Congo. Book was written by the same guy that wrote all kinds of wonderful, Michael Crichton. And in the movie Congo, the big billionaire loses satellite connection with the lady that he's having a conversation with, and he yells, "Get her back!" And that's
Can you hear me?
Yep. There she is.
now,
All right,
yes.
Okay.
got her back.
So sorry. I apologize. That's being on the road. The car accidentally turned on and shut everything off. So I'm back again. I know, right? You do have to understand how to do this business and travel, but I'm back. Thank you. And you were saying, yes, I was saying, please fix my drawer. I could really use that organization in more parts of my life than just my business. Okay.
So Mars, what I was saying, you're gonna have to go back and watch the replay on that stuff. But what I was basically saying was, you set us up as you talked about your day and your organizing of it. For my question that I kind of chatted with Jan before the call, do you set aside specific time for you and your family? Like, I mean, in your day, your week, do you literally say, okay, on, let's just say today, Fridays from 4 p.m. until I go to bed, I just devote that time to my family? Is there a trick to blend it, not just being on the run, meeting our appointments and our physical obligations to go to doctors, things like that, or go to the bank, go to the grocery store, but do you actually literally set aside time for your family and you?
Yeah, what I really do is it's funny. I've been a network marketer for almost 15 years. And when I first started to be a network marketer, I didn't do that very well. And I remember going to dinner and people calling me for a third-party validation call. And I thought I had to leave dinner to do that. I used to get mad at my family for being mad at me for leaving the table to do the call, or I can still remember being so mad at my girlfriend Liz for leaving the table for an hour and then being back and the food all being cold, and I couldn't understand why they were mad at me. Of course I have to do that. No, I don't. That was wrong and it was inconsiderate, and I don't do that anymore. I block out work time. I block out personal care time. I block out family time, but I do have to block it out. You really need that calendar. And once I move to a calendar that books on the hour, I have been able to block out more time now. And what I try to do, and hence like why I really honestly am taking my January calendar, is I'm moving January to the new January. And I will block out all of January, when my colonics are, when my massages are, when I'm going to go spend time with my kids and my family. And I will block my girlfriends. My friend Tara wants me to go to LA and we're going to do massage and lunch. So that's going to be a block out for that week, that Saturday with her as an example. And then the working offices go in, like all my responsibilities go in. And I've pretty much for myself scheduled my responsibilities Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And for the most part, I'm pretty free Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm giving myself like 3 days of more freedom. I do the Saturday training for an hour, but that's about it. But I'm pretty blocked Monday through Thursday in this business with 3 days off. And then I don't really listen to my voice messages like I should. I need to do that better, but they fill up so fast. And so I really work through texting, and I work through people booking me through a text, book me for an appointment, book me for a third-party validation. Let me book myself for the office. Let me book myself for Power Hour. I don't do very well people just texting and saying, can you hop on the phone right now in 5 minutes? For me, that gives me anxiety now. If you book me, I'll be there. And so that's for me how I've taken more control of my business and my life.
Wow, I love that. I really do. Jan, what questions do you have for Mars?
Where did your spirit of generosity come from? You are so giving.
Hmm.
Where does that come from?
Where's that crazy? I know what she wants to say. Where does that crazy come from?
I didn't say that.
You be crazy. Where does that crazy come from? I don't know. I do know actually. And and sometimes, you know, we need to have boundaries with that too. I know that sometimes I'm probably too generous, and there is a point in time where there is a mix of giving and receiving. And I know that sometimes I probably overgive. But I think it came from the way I was raised. So it was a family of four: my mom, my dad, my sister, and myself. And our family was just, I mean, my dad was a teacher, my mom was a nurse. We weren't rich, but we were always safe. And I remember as a young girl, I was always worried about not being safe. I would always ask my mom, are we poor? We're not rich. Are we poor? Are we okay, Mom? And she said, we're in the middle. We're good. You don't have to worry about that. We're good. We're in the middle. And then even though they didn't have that much money, like, it was important to give their girls whatever they could. So they gave us money to go to college. They thought it was important that I should travel. So they like paid for me to go to Germany in high school and to go to Brussels one year. And my dad was a wanderer. We had the little pink VW bus when I was in 4th grade or whatever. And we like traveled around the country for like a year my dad took a sabbatical. And so we were a bit of wanderers when I was young. And so it was just the four of us. And then there was a time when I was really sick with cancer and I didn't have any money and I was always in overdraft. And it's kind of embarrassing to say, but my car got, what was it called when they take your car? Like they took my car. You didn't even know that. They repossessed my big, God, it was one of those big Nissan truck things, you know, back in the day. They freaking took it. I called my sister in tears because I had no vehicle. And you know what my sister did? She just paid the $15,000 right there. So I got my car. And that has been the way my family has always operated. We've always had each other's back. And my sister, who is a millionaire in her own right in not network marketing, she's a freight forwarder, but she's a businesswoman. And there were times when I was so poor a few years ago that I didn't have enough money to even pay for my $30 doctor visit. And I would go and I would look in all my accounts and I'd be like, gosh, I can't really pay for this. And then all of a sudden there would be $1,000 in my account. And that was my sister. She even had me get a checking account that was US Bank so she could put money in there for me from time to time. And I never forgot that because I really needed it at that time. So maybe that's why I'm so generous.
Marci just brought me to tears. And I'm sure other people feel the same way because it explains a lot about you. And, you know, we know you as the training Marci, as the businesswoman. I mean, I've seen you over the last 3 years, you know, grow and change and shift, and to know the real roots of who you are is just amazing. Kiki, I'm crying so hard right now. What a beautiful family. What an incredibly beautiful woman you are, Marci. Bless you. That's
wow.
What we all feel today, Marci. Jan, does that pardon me. What do you got to say to that?
I think we should see if anybody on here would like to ask Marci a question.
I agree with that. Yeah.
How do you think? Oh, Amanda Grace, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi there. I had a question. Marci, you were talking about gifting the little packets. You give away 3 at a time, right? Your 3-3 program.
We patch 3 a day, follow up with 3 a day, and invite 3 people to Zoom. Yep.
So when you're doing that with family and friends, I know it's easy when you can just send out the link and say, watch this. You're committing to doing such and such. Well, I'm giving you these 3 free packets. How does that work when it's like family and you say, here, I'm giving you these but can you watch the videos about that? Tell me how that works.
Sure. So with family, I still wouldn't give my family a gift unless they were worthy of the gift. And sometimes family, Amanda, can be the hardest. My sister, who I love, I just told you about my sister, thinks that these network marketing things are crazy, right? My sister still doesn't buy stem cell activation patches from me. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So, but I
For
love
sure.
her, right? So there's no judgment, but that's just my sis, you know? But so having said that, I would still, my Uncle Jerry loves them, right? He loves them. So I don't care if it's my sister, my Uncle Jerry, I'm going to say the same thing. I found these stem cell activation technology. I found this form of wearable light technology, and this is what it's done for me. It's like took me out of like freaking the stress of breast cancer. And, you know, take a look at this video, take a look at this site, startx39now.com, and look at the first two videos. And if they resonate with you, I will send you a gift. And so my sister said no, and my uncle said yes. Who do you think to give to?
I get you. So you don't
My
just
Uncle
like give
Jerry.
it to them
I didn't-
at a party.
Oh, let
mean,
me clarify what I think she's asking. I think she's asking, like at the party we went to when you were giving gifts out, we
Oh,
clearly
yes.
were not qualifying them. So
No, we weren't
well,
having
how
them
do you do
watch the
that when you're
video.
just giving gifts?
So when I'm just giving gift at a party, I'm at a party, I'm having fun. We're talking stem cells. We got other people at the party excited about stem cells. We had Martha going to all her friends going, where's that lower back pain? Where are you hurting? What's going on with you? Oh, Marcy, you go talk to Dinah. She needs that really bad. And so, of course, I'm just following what she says, and I put a patch on them all, and I have those gifting envelopes with me or my business card, and I turn it over and I say, well, stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. Here's my business card. Take a look at the Now site later, and here's a patch. I'll give you, and this is where you decide if you want to spend the money or not. I'll give you 4 more if you promise to wear them, and your phone number is so I can follow up. So I'm not going to give all those patches unless I grab a phone number. And at this party, I wasn't doing it for myself. I was actually doing it for Martha, being of service. No, I gave my business card because Martha didn't have hers. And I asked Martha, I said, Martha, do you want me to give the business card? These are your people, but don't really have any information. She goes, give them the business card. They're all my good friends. They'll only buy from me anyway. I said, perfect. But then I said, Martha, you need to have your own business cards. Why haven't you ordered them? And where's your gifting bag? Like, so I was also doing on the job training at the party, reminding her that she should have the same materials that I have at the party, right? And so she said, well, we'll get us all together after Christmas and we'll make sure we have all of our right stuff. I said, please do. And Jan, make sure you coordinate that for all of us. So
Yep.
So what does that mean? So then I asked Jan, please do a Zoom with Martha and her 5 team members so we can make sure they have their business cards, so we can make sure that they have their gifting envelopes. And really, I'd like to train them on 333 Ask, Share, Give, but they haven't really been to any of our stuff yet to even know what the training is. So I don't want to overwhelm them. I just want to tell Jan, oh, we'll do a little 45 minutes and get all your supplies and make sure you know what you're doing. Which really means I'm going to make sure they have business cards, plastic bags, a gifting bag, and that they know how to make a list of 10 so that we can start working their people, getting them patched, and then teaching them follow up and close. So we do 3 calls. We do a gifting or exposing call. We do a follow up and we do a closing call. But at this particular party, of course, the exposing was a physical exposing. I was patching, I was educating with the envelope or the business card. But then I also have the phone numbers with Martha, and we will then follow up and close all those people that we patched together. But really, you know, these were Martha's friends. So Martha really needs to make sure she has her list book. And I'm not going to be keeping in charge of her list. That's for Martha to keep charge of, right?
Follow up and closing the same call, or is that 2 separate steps?
Usually 2 separate steps. The exposing or gifting would be you you pre-qualify with the Now site, you send them a gift or you hand them a gift. And then you say what's going on with you. And you find out what's really happening with them, with their health, with their money, with their community, what's really going on. Oh, they're lonely and they have really bad lower back pain. So then the follow-up would be, well, this is a business and it's a great community, but let me go find a testimonial of a friend of mine that has lower back pain. And then you would send a testimonial from Telegram or tab number 5. Then you may ask, well, maybe you would like to come to a podcast. It's just 30 minutes, real people with real stories. I mean, if you guys were on last night's podcast on Thursday, I mean, that one made me cry, right? And you could even grab that one. That one was about a woman that hasn't slept for 20 years because she's taking care of her autistic son and how the patch allowed her and her child to sleep. And then the other lady who has fire in her nervous system, like she calmed the fire down. I mean, when you listen to the testimonial calls, you can't help but go, wow, we got something here. It brings your belief up, and it also is a place you can send people. So then I send them the one page, and that's under take an order, and I send them an order form. And I just send them all 4 links, and I get those links from the 14 Steps to Success, the engine. And just so you know, we just updated the one page. You're going to be so happy. We got AccuLife up there, right, with showing how to patch a dog and a horse, and we just put on the shine and the dream on there. So that one page is no joke. It's really, really good right now. And we redid some of the wording. So I don't know, Heidi, if you're here, but I think we tightened it up real nice. So so that's your follow-up, Amanda. And then, and your follow-up also is, if you mailed it, it's, did you get your gift? Did you put it on? What we find is you must follow up as the people are wearing the gift. You must, otherwise it's a waste of your time. And 50% of the people will notice something and 50% won't. So you've got to educate on the follow-up. Why should you be wearing the stem cell patches? When you put young stem cells on old tissue, you turn the tissue young again. We are reversing chronic age-related issues, and we're reversing our internal age. Like, that's just truth, but we got to educate on that. That's follow-up. And then the close happens like when they're on their last patch or so. Hey, did you look at the links? Did you go to the testimonial call? So that's the love waterings. And then, let me tell you the pricing. And so that's where the close would be. And so I tried to take them from the gift to the close as they're wearing the 5-day supply. And what's interesting, if you really understand sales, you need to water people 5 times with love. And when you do that, you close at 80%. If you only water them 1 time, 1 to 4 times, you close at 10%. So the 5 waterings are what? The exposing call is a watering. Sending the gift is a watering, or giving the gift is a watering. The follow-up, did you get the gift? Sending links is a watering. No, the actual gift going to the person in the mail and they receiving the gift from you is a watering. Sending them the links and follow-up is the watering, and the 5th is the close is the watering. So that's it. 5 waterings will normally, on a person, will close them at 80%. And people may go, well, that's a lot of waterings. I'm telling you, you put the energy out, you might be watering 5 people at one point, and then, nothing's happened. And all of a sudden you get a call from somebody you watered 4 weeks ago and they're ready to buy. You know what I mean? Like, the energy out brings the energy in. And all I could say is that's why I also have my calendar book, Amanda, is that I'm always booking the next appointment. I'm always booking the next time to water with love. So without attachment, and people will either do it or won't. I'm not so attached to that. I'm just attached to doing what the work is, and then things will happen as they're supposed to. Does that help?
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions from anyone?
Sure, we've got some more. Who's got a question for Miss Marci?
Question. What are some of your challenges with building your business?
My challenges with building the business. I think my biggest challenge is really understanding where to work with people. And what do I mean by that? Our business is about recruiting for ourselves and is also building teams and helping our teams be successful. It's two. You will not be successful in the business of network marketing if you don't know how to recruit for yourself, which sign your own people up in packs or as customers. And you will also not be successful if you don't know how to create teams from that recruitment. And the thing that I would say is the most important in creating teams is to know the difference between the people that talk about doing the work and the people that actually do the work. And so I'm interested in working with people that do the work. And a lot of people get really, they'll spend 80% of their time with people that are talking about the work. So what I started to do, Jan, is I'm starting to give, and I got this from charity, assignments. So I put in a new distributor today, and I said to the new distributor, okay, we're having a training at 7 a.m. next week. You need to have 3 things ready for the training. You need to have a list of 10 people. You need to go buy a list book at Staples, and you need to have a list of 10 people and their phone numbers. You need to have sent out 3 gifts, and he knows how to do that. I trained him on that. And you need to make sure you have all the marketing materials that I think are important for you, your business cards and your gifting bag and your business in a glance. You need to have all that ready by our training on Wednesday. So, and this is new for me. I just assumed everybody actually knew what the work is and do the work. And what I'm finding is a lot of people don't know the work and then they don't do the work. So my job as a trainer is to make sure that you know what the work is. If you don't know what the work is, that's my fault. If you don't do the work, that's on you. So now I'm putting my time so valuable now, just because I don't have that much of it. I'm now just making sure that the people that are working with me also do the work I tell them to do. Does that make sense? And then the next part on that, Jan, so that's recruiting, that's training, making sure that people are doing the work and teaching them the work, and then giving them not too much, they'll get overwhelmed. But did you see I just gave him 3 things to do? Those are very doable. And those are all work behavior activities that will make him money and make me money, right? So then the next piece is the teams, making sure you're developing the teams. And I wasn't even doing that so well. I mean, I was in that we know we have like the Dr. Stacy team and the April Vaughn team and the Laura Bowser team and the Peter No team. Like teams are budding all in their own right without even me, right? That they're just leaders in their own right. But me, I have some teams that aren't that developed. And was I doing a good job making sure that those teams were moving? Not so much. I put an effort into that. I'm now making sure the smaller teams are doing a team meeting once a week. I'm popping on right now to make sure that their teams have training. As example, we have a new Kathy and Chap team, and they have about 15 new people, and they need to do a weekly team meeting to make sure their team is moving together. That's a new team. I made sure that the Tony team is stable. I believe Mike is going to have an athletic team that's coming on that's going to need a weekly meeting that needs to be stabilized. Michelle Varov is another smaller team that needs to be stable. Jan, you just had a meeting with one of your teams. They need to have that as a weekly. So that's the leader of the team saying, I see there's a team. Rhonda Donahue has a team with Linda, right? That team is growing. I was invited to their team call on Monday. There was like 15 of them. That team is budding. I'm not the leader of that team. Linda's the leader of that team, but I'm coming to support that. My job is to help all those smaller teams that I was talking about. I'm not really the leader of those teams. I told you who the leaders were: Kathy, Tony, Michelle, right? But they're not sure exactly how to lead that team yet, right? So I'm here to make sure that it happens. And then my job is to pass that to them so that they become full independent leaders of their teams. Once those teams start hopping, that's even more freedom, right? Did that make sense?
Yeah, how do you, let's see if I can figure out how to ask this. If you have a budding team and there's not anybody that's like flashing leader, how do you teach them to be a leader? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, once again, that's something you're looking for. You are looking for the flashing leaders. Dr. Rhonda's team on Monday, Linda is the flashing leader. Kathy is the flashing leader in this other team. She just is. So all I have to do on those teams is come in, provide the training and the edification to this leadership. If you don't have a flashing leader, then you must come in and be that leader and then really talk to the person in that organization who really, what's the word I should say, really should be the leader, but just hasn't really taken on the skills. And you need to take their hand one-on-one and have a conversation. Like, I'm here to support this, but I'm not the leader, you are. How do we work together to build that skill for you to take that leadership? And do you want to, right? And
Yeah, so
maybe
if somebody
yes, maybe
wants
no.
to, if somebody wants to, how do you teach them how to do that?
You need to have some one-on-one training, and you need to teach them on how to organize their team and how to start with a weekly meeting. And that weekly meeting needs to be training on the system, the compensation plan, and how to work the back office. And you're going to be leading those trainings with them. In 4 weeks, they should really be able to lead those by themselves, and you come and go every other week for a while. You know what I mean? So, and what I find is that the people that really want to be the leader, they will do it with you. They will learn, they will train. But there's some people who really are good at recruiting, but they don't really want to be the leader. And so that's okay. Let them be really what they're good at. And you come in and lead the team until you find in their team the one that wants to be the leader. Does that make sense? But never, you also, it's very important to work where people are at, right? So, you know, I got someone in my business that's the best recruiter ever in my business. They can recruit. I'm not going to make them feel bad if they're not fully at leadership of their team yet. I'm going to say, go do what you do well. And I got the leadership of this team right now. And let's work you into leadership. Or who else on your team would like to do that piece for the team? You know what I mean? Like, we all have our skill, and they're all really important in this business. I'm good at managing teams. I'm good at training. Recruiting's not my best thing. I lose phone numbers. It's awful. So, I mean, I covet those really good recruiters, right? That can just go talk to anybody and sign them up in 1 minute. Like, you're a great recruiter, Jan. Donna Reiner, great recruiter. Micah Clark, great recruiter, right? Like, I know who, and I know in my organizations who are really good at what kinds of things. You could give me a name and I would tell you what they're good at. You know what I mean? Because we all have a strength. And really what I've been trying to do in the last 3 years is really, like, you know, make sure the strength that the strength is helping the whole team. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Marci, I have a question for you. It's not so much a question as I'd like you to look back at the last 3 years, and I'd like you to highlight some of the ouch moments, some of those moments where, you know, sometimes we sit and we brood and we regret what we did and we kick ourselves. But if we can learn from those lessons, and I certainly know that in the last 3 years, I've had my fair share in the LifeWave system of moments of ouch. What would you share with people that are here on this call today, or that are going to watch this replay, that so that they can maybe avoid those ouch moments that you and I, Jan, have had to go through to grow and be where we are today?
Maybe some of the biggest ouch moments has been in in judging people maybe incorrectly, or if there's a conflict, putting judgment on the conflict instead of love.
Mhm.
And and I think my biggest lesson is that love solves all. Like love on anything. Like, oh gosh, Charity, Stacy, Phillips, and Ann and I, we were all talking about putting love on it. And 3 words really came, which was listen, 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 love it, let it go. So
Mm.
listen to each other, love on it, and then let it go. And what I think sometimes you do in network marketing, because network marketing is relationship based and it's 80% women. Hello, you know how hard it is to all get along being 80% women? We got a lot of drama going on. So considering the drama in teams that can happen, how do you deal with that? You listen, you love on it, and you let it go. And you don't attack. You you don't hold grudges. You don't judge. You don't talk behind each other's back. You come together and you work on it and you find a solution. And that has been, I think, my biggest lesson, you know, because this is a big team to manage, and there's lots of different small teams and relationships, and there's relationships that blossom, but then there's some conflicts. And how do we with love manage it all so that we can move forward? Because really all we have are relationships, and if the relationships start to crumble, then the business will start to crumble. So we have to really love on the relationships to the best of our ability. I don't know, was that good?
I think that's amazingly wise information, you know, and those 3 words, listen, love, and let it go. I think that it's not just really important for your business, but just in life.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we're at that time for, you know, I don't know how many days into Hanukkah, I think like 9 or 8 into it. Jan, how many are we into it? And then we're coming on to Christmas. So now's a moment where we can really take that to heart, Marci, and use it in every single aspect of our life, because I've certainly seen plenty of memes and even TV commercials that make fun of the holidays as that time that we all argue with our family because we're together and that's what we do. Well, what about if we just listen to one another, love on it, and then let it go? Karen has a question for you, Marci. Come on, Karen, bring it on.
What do you do to motivate yourself to stay on every day, no matter how your team is doing or how you feel you're personally doing?
It's a great question. How do I stay motivated? Okay, so I know I'm not really normal, but I was born March 21st and I'm an Aries. I'm the first day of Aries. I don't know if anybody understands that or laughing at that, but good and bad in an Aries is that we love to work. We don't even need to make money while we work. We just like to work. We have purpose in working. And so I have this internal drive inside of me. Like I have just as much fun working as doing anything else in my life. Is that crazy? Like I would just be as happy. I was so excited. I geeked out on the new one page when we added the mist and the shine on it and we redid the words. Like that was the most exciting thing for me. Like that to me is like for an artist making art. Do you understand? And so that's how I stay motivated, is that I really enjoy creating in business. It's just it's where I like to create, right? And so I would say that make sure whatever you're doing in your life, that it is passion and purpose for you. You know, it should feel to you like, I want to do this, not I have to do this, right? And I've been in some other businesses that it really felt like a have to, not a want to. And for me, this business has felt like a want to from day one. It's been a exciting for me. Now for me, working out has been more in my life a have to, not a want to. Like it's been hard for me to stay going to the gym. And so what I've been doing on that is, in my mind, I'm changing my mindset from have to want to. Instead of, I've been saying to myself, I want this. I want to have stronger thighs. I want to have a stronger core. I want to feel strong. And so for me, it's moved from I have to work out to I want to feel strong. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever it is, your mind, you have to have a mindset shift to I want to versus I have to. And you and anything that and you need to put passion and purpose behind the want to. I don't know if that helps you or not. But and then as well, like I always do 3 things a day that has something to do with my business. But it's mostly because I want to, right? Like, and if I have a day that I don't want to, which is usually Sundays, I'm going to be honest, I'm just sick of this business and I'm sick of people and I'm just sick of the thing. And so on Sundays, I pretty much just stay away from my phone. I just, I love listening to rain and water and jazz music on my TV. And I'll just get a good book and I'll just have a day that's like, I disconnect, I guess, for sure, one day. I don't know if that helps.
She gave you the thumbs up, Marcy. So
Great.
I'm going to say that, yes, that does help. How about another question? We've got Marcy for another 11 minutes. Anybody else have a question that they'd like to ask? Because
How's that car drive?
how's that car drive? There you
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm a minimalist. I don't need a lot. Like you guys, you have to understand, like this is a girl that's, remember, she needs duct tape on her kitchen drawer to hold it together, right? I'm a minimalist. I was born in Eugene, Oregon. Give me a break, right? Let's be honest. So
That says it all,
because
Marcy.
of that, I know I don't need much, but, and you guys have to understand, before the Porsche, I drove a Toyota Prius, okay? A Prius, the dorkiest car ever. And I'm sorry, I hope I didn't offend anyone, but I thought I was so cool in it. It wasn't until like somebody told me that it was the dorkiest car ever that I'm like, oh no, I didn't know that.
You were cool, Marcy. You
Then
were
it
cool.
was okay. Mike is on here. Fantastic. So then
Hi.
hello there. The Prius was electric, and so I like electric cars. For me personally, everybody has their own desire, which is fine. But I like that my car made no noise, and so for me, it's like, I've been working so hard. What is something that I really want? Because I'm a minimalist, so I'm not really into jewelry. I mean, Mariah bought all these pretty rings and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't even have any jewelry on. So I decided that I was going to research cars, and I decided I was going to drive cars. And I drove this Porsche Taycan, which is all electric. And you guys are going to totally laugh because it's quiet like my Prius. So I understood it. I'm like, oh, this is so great. But here's the crazy part. It's so fast. You can do 560 horsepowers in like 10 seconds. And so here's the funny thing. Jan used to call me the grandma driver because I drive so slow, and I don't drive slow anymore. Like I go fast and I like it, and I turn music on really loud and I go fast. And lately I've been listening to girl power music. Like, what's that song I like? Everybody knows it. Everybody's talking about it. Undestructible or some darn thing. So I drive my car really fast. Oh, Unstoppable. So I drive my car really fast and listen to girl power music. I don't know. That's what I'm doing right now. So thank you for asking.
Marcy, all I could envision was being alone in my car in the wilds of Alaska, driving 125 miles an hour because I could. And I was just thinking, wow, that car would sure be fun out there on those roads, the 4 hours between where I used to live in Anchorage.
Well, and it's funny because this is a 4S, which means it's all wheel. So it has great traction. So we
Beautiful.
could drive Alaska. I don't know how we would get the car there, and it takes great turns. I've never been in a car that you can turn on a dime. Like, it's funny.
You just put it on a shipping container. We ship it up there. I fly up and I meet you, and I'll take you into the Copper River Valley. Okay, girl?
Road trip.
Road trip.
Let's have a girl road trip. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Having, coming from being sick and broke to becoming, I've been in remission for 2 years now. So healthy, well, and with money really changes your choice, right? Like and when the money comes in as residual, when you build a residual business and you build out teams that do the work, that's when you are truly free. And residual means that whether you work or not, the money comes in. And when you build independent teams, that's the goal of network marketing. Your goal is to build 3 teams on your right and 3 teams on your left that are working independently without you. Like, that's true freedom. And even though we say it's true freedom and then we can't let it go, but it really is freedom. And so then you have to ask yourself, now that I have that residual income and my teams are developed, what do I want to do?
Mhm.
Like, you have more choice. You can go on a road trip with your girlfriends. You could go to Europe. You could stay at your house and listen to the water. You could be Stacey Phillips, and she just bought a house on the ocean in Galveston, which is the ocean town in Houston. So with money comes freedom of choice. And that's the benefit of money. It's not so much, oh, I get this diamond ring or whatever. No, it gives you choice. It gives you choice.
And you know what, Marcy, that when you were talking with Karen about motivation and how you become motivated, it's literally a choice. Okay. And you spoke about decisions, and that's part of my other gig. Everybody knows that part of my life where I help people remove limiting decisions, remove limiting beliefs. Every one of us, we become programmed and conditioned to think a specific way. Somebody when you're in kindergarten says, oh, you're too small, you're never going to amount to anything. And so that limited decision becomes played over and over in the brain, and then we grow up and we play small. And but every moment of every breath that you take in existence have the opportunity to choose, and to choose differently than you chose in the last breath and in the last day. And so I think that you are a shining, brilliant example of somebody being able to make choices in life, not just making the choice that you chose to live. Because when you have cancer, as we know, so many people pass from it, die. You made a choice to live. You made a choice to utilize this tool that you were given to help you live in service to other people. And look at what you have helped create and found. And it brings me again to getting a big old ball of emotion in my throat, because I know your story, but there are you up to 45,000 people in your team now? I'm not sure. How many of those 45,000 people have that same similar story where they chose health? Okay.
Yeah.
We chose health, and you have helped all of us come to this moment. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for every single person on our team that you made the choice to put that patch on with Dr. Rhonda and to take that step. What do you got, Jan?
Same. I mean, I've said it a million times. Marci completely changed my life. I got to quit my job in April. For me, financial freedom is to go to a restaurant and look at the food and decide what I want and not look at the price and go, oh, $12, oh, I'll have the chicken. I mean, it's my dog's sick and be able to go to the vet and not worry about it. I mean, Marci gave that to me and I will forever be grateful to her. I love you, Marci.
Well, you know, and oh, goodness gracious, we got a big cuddle puddle going on here. I'll just say that, you know, Peter and I created the system for all of us because it works. Like, we would not have created 333 Ask Share Give and the Now site and the Biz site if we did not see that the system was converting, and it does. And so I guess that's the other thing. Use the system, do the work. 3 people a day, 5 days a week, even 3 people a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays in the office is 3 people times 3 days. It's 9 people a week. It's over 500 contacts a year. The reason people are not successful in network marketing is they don't do the 3 people a day. They talk about it. Oh, they'll go to all the trainings, all the testimonial calls, but they don't reach out to 3 a day. If you do nothing else but reach out to 3 people a day, your business will grow. It has to. 500 contacts a year, it will grow. And if you're afraid to do it, that's why I created the Be Activating office. I get afraid to reach out to 3 people a day. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to even do that. So what do? I go on Monday and I hype myself up. Oh, there's my list. There's my 3 people. I don't have to do more than 3. They're on my list. It's Monday. Sheila's staring at me. I'm picking up the phone. I'm not kidding. Like, that's true. So come and do that, you guys. That is the work, you guys.
It is the work. And Marci, that's one of the things I'm grateful for you, because you helped me get over the whole phone thing, and to be able to pick up even in the moment where all of a sudden something will pop in my head during the day, and I can pick up the phone and I can look at it and say, oh, I forgot to follow up with that person, and I'll call them and speak words out my mouth. And that was because of staring at you in the office during office hours. And so we have that rapport, you and I, in the office. And as I was throwing my laundry into my washing machine yesterday, 10 minutes before office hours, I thought to myself, or 2 days ago it was, holy crap, Marci, I'm doing laundry and I'm coming into the office.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, and it's so cute to hear that, you know, I'm doing laundry and coming into the office. And, you know, the other thing that you always say on the call, and I don't even know if you know this on Be Activating office, but you motivate me. I watch you come in, you're just on it. And I watch you because I need motivation too, you guys. I'm human, right? But the one thing that I think is really interesting is when Sheila always says, well, you just text and talk and talk and text. You text and talk and talk and text. That's all we do. And which tells me she's listening, she's learning, she's duplicating. What does duplicating mean? She tells you how she's doing it, which then you tell your person how to do it, and so on and so on. The reason the system's so easy is because you're supposed to be able to memorize it and
Duplicate it.
And like, she's blowing us all a kiss. We love you, Marci. Kisses right back to Marci. Oh, Jan, this has been a wonderful, wonderful, blessed call with our beautiful friend, Miss Marci. And I hope everyone here learned something, took something to heart, found out something that they didn't know about Miss Marci. And I hope that you all have a beautiful, blessed, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, holiday, whatever we got going on. We got a new year just around the corner. And Jan and I are going to think of something really fun for next Friday's call. We'll have to get together after Christmas, Jan.
Okay.
What do you got to say goodbye, Jan?
Just Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. I wish you the best for a happy, safe new year. And I want everybody to just stay with us and keep building because it's the best. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And I'm here to help anybody in any way that I can. I love you all.
Love you, my
Thank
friend.
you both. You're wonderful. It was just incredible today. It was
Oh,
so
Nina.
great.
Mm.
Touched my heart so deeply, really.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Miss Nina. Love you. Love you, everybody. I'm gonna end the recording and
Okay.
have a great day.
Can this be
Bye.
posted?